NFL football. America's most glamorous spectator sport enjoyed unparalleled success in 1964. Across the nation, season ticket sales boomed, shattering all-time attendance records. Millions thrilled to the drama and excitement of the NFL on television. This is the game that has captured the imagination of the vast sports-minded American public. This is the NFL 1964. After winning 3 consecutive Eastern Conference titles, the New York Giants suddenly found there was no longer any room at the top. In a transitional season, the New Yorkers still enjoyed many memorable moments, the most noteworthy of which was this kickoff return by Clarence Childs. Childs, a rookie speed burner from Florida A&M, goes the length of the field, 100 yards against the Minnesota Vikings on the longest such play of the season. Childs was the top kickoff returner in the NFL. Gary Wood is the heir apparent to the New York Giant quarterback job. The little Ivy Leaguer emerged from Y.A. Tittle's shadow to spark the Giants with passes such as this 70-yarder to Joe Morrison against the world champion Cleveland Browns. With valuable experience gathered in 1964, Gary Wood, along with number 30, Ernie Wheelwright, could form the offensive nucleus of another Giant gridiron dynasty. The San Francisco 49ers saw their running attack reduced to shambles when Don Lisbon and J.D. Smith went out for the year with early season injuries. Consequently, the 49ers were forced to rely heavily on their air arm. In slow motion, we see John Brody relying on Bernie Casey, San Francisco's leading pass receiver. Casey outlegs the Lions' Dick LeBeau to complete a 63-yard touchdown reception, his longest of the year. Dave Parks justified the confidence of the 49er talent scouts, who made him their top draft selection. John Brody throws to the rookie end from Texas Tech, who rocks the Los Angeles Rams as he beats Aaron Martin and Jerry Richardson on an 83-yard race to the end zone. George Myra, the Mighty Mite from Miami, looms as a rising star on the San Francisco football horizon. An exciting player with a flair for the spectacular, Myra is another of the NFL's new breed of scrambling quarterbacks, and he could spark the 49ers in the future. In '64, the Pittsburgh Steelers managed to do something that few teams were able to do: beat the Cleveland Browns. John Henry Johnson, Pittsburgh's veteran fullback, gained an even 200 yards in this game and scored 3 touchdowns for the finest rushing performance of the season. After 10 years of rugged NFL play, John Henry is retiring. The Eagles traded Clarence Peaks to Pittsburgh, and sure enough, he came back to haunt them. Peaks pounds past his former teammates for 70 yards as Gary Ballman takes the final Eagle out of the play. Defensive back Brady Keys, a 4-year man from Colorado State, is Pittsburgh's top punt return specialist. That's New York's Don Chandler booming the ball deep into Steeler territory. Keys takes it at the 9 and attempts to turn the corner. The blocking wall has done its job, and Keys is on the open seas. This 90-yard return is cut short by Joe Morrison at the 1-yard line. And despite Brady's disappointment in not scoring, it was the longest punt return of the season. The Chicago Bears found defending their NFL title to be an impossible task. The mighty monsters of the Midway got off to a slow start and never completely recovered. Papa Bear George Halas came up with a sleeper in Andy Livingston. This 19-year-old rookie was signed off the Sandlots. Watch the youngest player in the NFL go 86 yards to score against the Vikings. Mike Ditka, the Bears tight end, caught 75 passes, second only to Chicago's all-pro flanker Johnny Morris. Collectively, Morris and Ditka set a league record for most passes received. In individual. Traditionally a conservative team, Chicago goes razzle-dazzle, with the ball going from Wade to Bull, back to Wade, and on to Billy Martin for a gain of 69 yards. Fortified by some fine new draft selections, the Bears figure to come out of hibernation in 1965. Defensively, the Dallas Cowboys were just about the equal of any team in the NFL. They've signed All-America quarterback Jerry Rome, and he could make their offense go. The Cowboys struck it rich with rookie sensation Mel Renfro, who puts his blinding speed to use against the Green Bay Packers on a 63-yard scoring excursion. Renfro, a 195-pound defensive back from Oregon, was among the league leaders in kickoff returns, punt returns, and pass interceptions. The Redskins' Sonny Jurgensen is scalped by the ball-hawking Cowboy. Renfro picks off his pass and returns 39 yards for a touchdown. Mel finished high in the balloting for Rookie of the Year honors. Don Perkins, the Cowboys' par-running fullback, was the leading ground gainer in the Big D attack, and his total of 768 yards gained was fifth best in the NFL. When the Cowboys came to New York, they hadn't beaten the Giants since 1961, but many of their frustrations were satisfied in a convincing Dallas victory, which was highlighted by this Jim Ridlon interception. While Giant fans may not have appreciated this play, someone appreciated the souvenir. The Los Angeles Rams were Western Conference title contenders for much of the '64 season. They went with 13 rookies on their squad, a good indication of a bright future. Les Josephson, a 210-pound first-year fullback from Augustana, goes 75 yards against the Eagles before he's overtaken by Nate Ramsey. That's George Myra passing for the 49ers, but it's Bobby Smith receiving for the Rams. Smith, a homegrown product from UCLA, is off on the longest return of an intercepted pass in 1964. In length, it measures 97 yards, and it's worth 6 points for the Rams. The Green Bay Packers, who had kicking problems all season long, are short on a field goal attempt. And here's that man Smith back on the scene again. This time, Bobby is off on the year's longest return of a missed field goal. Smith sprints 94 yards to the end zone to help spark Los Angeles to an upset victory over Green Bay. Roman Gabriel, the Carolina rifle, draws a bead on another hotshot Ram rookie, Bucky Pope. Pope makes catching a football appear easier than catching a cold. He specializes in the impossible. Just ask the Detroit Lions. Here's a pass-catch combo to remember. Utah State's Bill Munson pitching and Bucky Pope, the Catawba Claw, catching. This outstanding rookie combination shocked the Packers with the longest pass completion of the season. The play covers 95 yards as Pope, a collegiate basketball and baseball star, outlasts a pair of Packers in a madcap dash to the end zone. With a strong young squad, the Rams should thrive in '65. During the second half of the season, the Washington Redskins were one of the toughest teams in the league. Washington unveiled an outstanding rookie in Paul Krause. This first-year man from Iowa earned all-pro honors as a defensive safety. Krause's specialty, legal larceny. Paul put the swipe on 12 forward passes to lead the NFL in this department. The acquisition of quarterback Sonny Jurgensen fortified the Skins with one of the strongest arms in football. Sonny's specialty, the long bomb, lands in the hands of Angelo Coya, another new Redskin, for an 80-yard touchdown. Jurgensen threw 24 touchdown passes, with 10 of them going to Bobby Mitchell. Our spotlight camera pinpoints Mitchell running a perfect post pattern to pull in a precision pitch from Jurgensen for 6 points. In halfback Charlie Taylor, the Redskins came up with the NFL's Rookie of the Year. Taylor, number 42, stands 6'3", goes 215 pounds, and has more moves than a chess game. A product of Arizona State, Taylor was the league's 6th leading rusher and 8th ranking receiver. He scored 10 touchdowns, and his total of 1,569 yards gained on the ground and through the air was tops in the NFL. Taylor was a key factor in Washington tying Philadelphia for 3rd place in the East. The Detroit Lions finished 4th in the Western Conference title scramble, and with any kind of luck, they could have done better. In an inter-conference match with New York, Detroit's Tom Watkins shows why he was the league's leading punt return specialist. Behind devastating open field blocking, Watkins wends his way to a 60-yard touchdown. In this same game, Watkins demonstrates his versatility by hurling a perfect 58-yard scoring pass to Terry Barr on a real picture play. Milton Plum finished 5th in the NFL passing parade, and our slow-motion camera records one of his 18 touchdown tosses. Terry Barr, top Lion receiver, is on the other end of this one. Barr's receptions accounted for 1,030 yards, the 2nd highest mark of the season. Obviously, this man is a Terry Barr fan. Maybe he's his father. Again in slow motion, we see Milt Plum pitch a peach of a pass. Far downfield, the ever-present Tom Watkins is on hand again to complete a sparkling scoring play. The Lions have a new coach in Harry Gilmer, and the outlook is optimistic for 65. A new owner, a new coach, and 18 new players helped make Philadelphia the surprise team of the season. Earl Groh came from Green Bay to give the Eagles their finest fullback since Steve Van Buren. Philadelphia fans got a chance to cheer on the first scrimmage play of the year. Against the defending champion Giants, Earl Groh goes 59 yards for a touchdown to set the tempo for a season-long series of surprises. Quarterback Norman Snead, who is obtained from the Redskins, teams with an old Philadelphia favorite, Timmy Brown, for an 87-yard touchdown. Although he was slowed by injuries, Brown completes the Eagles' longest scoring pass of the campaign. Trailing the Dallas Cowboys in the waning moments of the game, King Hill on 4th down is in trouble. Whenever Eagle passers are in trouble, they look to Mr. Reliable Pete Retzlaff. Retzlaff wraps it up for a Philadelphia victory. The Eagles moved up 4 notches in the East last year. If they do the same this year, they'll be champions. The Minnesota Vikings climbed above the 500 mark for the first time in their 4-year NFL history. In their opener against Baltimore, Tommy Mason jolts the Colts with a 51-yard scoring sprint to help spark the Vikings to victory. Mason, who rushed for 691 yards, was one half of a slashing Minnesota ground attack. Bill Brown was the other. He gained 866 yards, and both Mason and Brown were among the league's top 8 rushers. Known primarily for his running prowess, Brown, a compact fullback, was also Minnesota's top pass receiver. He was an all-around man for Coach Norm Van Brocklin. Scrambling Fran Tarkenton, a super exciting quarterback, was the number 2 passer in the league. The slow-motion camera catches him throwing to rookie receiver Hal Bedsole. An All-American from Southern California, Bedsole broke in with a bang. The Green Bay Packers tied Minnesota for second place in the Western Conference. In quarterback Bart Starr, the Packers had the leading passer in the NFL. Starr completed just under 60% of his passes. His number 1 receiver was Boyd Dowler, and this 50-yard connection against the Vikings was Dowler's longest of the year. In 235 games. The St. Louis Cardinals posted the 3rd best record in the league and finished 2nd best in the East. Their famous Charlie Johnson to Bobby Joe Conrad combination continues as one of football's finest. Conrad, who catches anything in sight, makes this dazzling 53-yarder appear routine. Pat Fisher, at 5'9" and 165 pounds, is one of the smallest men in the NFL, but he did a big enough job to earn All-Pro honors as a defensive halfback. Fisher, number 37, grabs a Redskin pass, and watch this boy use his blockers. This was one of 10 interceptions by Fisher, the 2nd high in the league. In the runner-up bowl at Miami, Green Bay's Bart Starr is victimized by the crack Cardinal pass defense. That's Jerry Stovall stealing this toss and taking it on the lam. When Larry Wilson wipes out Tom Moore, Stovall goes on to score. As the Packers attempt to tie the game, the Big Red secondary comes to the rescue again. Paul Hornung's pass is intercepted by Jim Burson to ensure a Cardinal victory. The Redbirds' season mark of 25 interceptions was 2nd best in the league. Although they were the underdogs in the runner-up bowl, the Cards upheld Eastern prestige with a fine performance featuring number 3, the Carolina Gamecock, Billy Gambrell, winner of the Outstanding Player Award in the Miami Classic. A young, strong team, the Cardinals are right to take it all. The 12-2 mark of the Western Conference champions, the Baltimore Colts, was the finest in the NFL, and it earned Don Shula acclaim as the Coach of the Year. Veteran Lenny Moore was the league's Comeback Player of the Year, and this run by Moore has been called the Play of the Year. It covers only 21 yards, but it features truly outstanding individual effort. Look at that play again, and watch the persistent Moore break the hold of all-pro tackle Henry Jordan and battle by Jesse Whittenden to help down the Packers. Lenny tallied a record 20 touchdowns to win the scoring championship and set another league mark by scoring touchdowns in 17 consecutive games. Much of Baltimore's success can be traced to its improved ground attack. Runs such as this 80-yard dash by Tom Matty helped keep the pressure off John Unitas and gave the Colts a desirable balanced offense. Rookie Tony Lorick, along with number 45 Jerry Hill, gave Baltimore depth at the fullback position, something they've lacked since the days of Alan Amici. With 506 lifetime receptions, Raymond Berry has caught more passes than any player in history. No one works harder at his craft than Raymond, and even in the fog with the ceiling zero, Berry bags a touchdown bomb to help Baltimore beat the Redskins. Quarterback John Unitas holds more records than a jukebox, but would probably trade them all for one more shot at the Cleveland Browns. John, the NFL's Player of the Year, teams with Lenny Moore for a big touchdown. As long as the Colts have Unitas, they'll be contenders. The Cleveland Browns surprised everyone but themselves when they won football's World's Championship. To win a title, a conference crown, or even a game, you not only have to be good, you also have to be lucky. The fortunes of football are fickle and often funny, as is the case here. Follow the bouncing ball if you can. The Philadelphia Eagles couldn't, and Roger Scholes finally recovers a Cleveland kickoff for a touchdown. In his second season as head coach, Blanton Collier led the Browns to their first title since 1955. Strange as it may seem, this is Jim Brown's first championship team. The greatest runner in football history once again paced the Cleveland ground attack, and for the 7th time in his 8-year career, Jim Brown was the league's top rusher, gaining 1,446 yards. In the championship showdown, Brown breaks Baltimore's back with this 46-yard charge, after which the floodgates were opened and Cleveland poured on the points. Seven first-year men made the grade with the world champions, and this is one of them. He's Leroy Kelly, a high-stepping halfback from Morgan State. Kelly jars the New York Giants with a 68-yard punt return, which terminates in the end zone. Paul Warfield had a magnificent rookie season and more than fulfilled the faith of the coaches who made him their #1 draft selection. The Ohio State star was Cleveland's leading receiver and is en route to becoming one of the top flanker backs in football. The Cleveland secondary was subjected to considerable criticism, but they always managed to get the job done. Against the Dallas Cowboys, Bernie Parrish, with a fourth-quarter interception, turns defeat into victory as he returns 54 yards to score the game-winning touchdown. At Philadelphia, the Browns trailed the Eagles at halftime, but as the slow-motion camera shows, the tide is about to turn. Ray Pogue can't hold Norm Snead's pass, but Ross Fichtner can. Fichtner turns upfield with the Eagles in pursuit. He stiff-arms Tom Wittishek and runs by Eagle tackle Bob Brown, who was injured on this play and is unable to react. Watch for the block by Jim Houston on number 44, Pete Retzlaff. After a 63-yard return, Snead halts Fichtner, but the Eagles never recovered from this play. 1964 marked the first time that the Browns ever defeated the Detroit Lions in regular season play. They did it in a convincing manner, winning 37-21. Walter Beach provides the play of the day by returning an intercepted pass for a 65-yard touchdown. This is Gary Collins, hero of Cleveland's fantastic championship victory over Baltimore. In this game, Gary caught 3 touchdown passes. His most exciting, this tremendous 51-yard effort helped Collins earn the game's Outstanding Player Award. And it provides a dramatic climax to America's most dynamic sport, the NFL 1964.